is amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mosman and Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vandergren in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vandergren in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride.
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green, green, green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to tell him to do. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns for 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mosman and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanek and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we get a good run. He's up the Dodds, just absolutely think about it. It's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you might be watching from here for SRW TV. We'll bring you the action from Tuesday's Warren and Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series race here out at Imola. Of course, we had some technical difficulties on Tuesday night, so we've tried to bring you the best of action that we can from Tuesday night. I'm commentating here tonight, Hamish Munro, joined alongside by Steve Sinkovich once again. Sinker, how's your Saturday been so far? Mid-afternoon, bit of racing on. Can't get much better than this.
Mate, it has been an absolute interesting morning, let's say that at least. I'm selling my house. I had an open house and came back. I haven't been sleeping much of late. I had a bit of a kip on the lounge while my young fellow was watching the new Minions movie, and then I saw the clock and I thought, geez, I better get ready for broadcast. So I'm still a bit yawny, mate.
That's all right. That's all right. What's incumbent my morning is get up, have a shower, and go get a puncture on my car fixed. That was my whole morning before this. So hopefully none of the drivers tonight get punctured on their cars. But Imola, of course, really fantastic, hugely famous circuit, of course, well known. Of course, from the moments that happened in 1994 with the death of Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna. And a lot of tributes at the circuit for both of those drivers, namely Senna, of course, being one of the all-time greats for Formula One. But supercars action around here often brings some chaos, often brings some carnage, and perhaps a little bit of good luck for some drivers in this field as well. I'd be interested to see how some of these drivers go. We have got about 10 minutes of practice before we get into qualifying and then into our sprint races here tonight, the first heat and then the feature. It's all up 60 minutes of racing for everyone to enjoy here tonight. And we did figure out what the problem was on Tuesday, and it was all thanks to me deciding to update to Windows 11 on the Monday, and it wouldn't play ball. OBS wouldn't play ball, so I backtracked it, and that fixed it. So Windows 10, I'm going to be sticking with it. I'm not going back to Windows 11 until I know that it actually works. Jamie Davis, Mick Clifton, and Iceback Gaming in the chat already. Great to have you all here on this Saturday afternoon. So obviously we didn't get to call the action live on Tuesday, Cinco, but we get to have the opportunity now to look at it with a bit of a retrospective look, and in preparation for tomorrow when we do get to watch it live for the pro field tomorrow night. And you know, with some of these drivers in this field who do race on the Sunday, we can maybe pick apart and see how can they maybe improve over the next 24 hours leading into the pro race tomorrow night, and who could benefit from that little bit of preparation, rewatching this race back and knowing where they can maybe tackle some corners a bit differently around this place, because the corners are pretty much the most important thing about this track. You can get a bit of slipstream, but if you can maximise your corners at your entry and your exit, you can get a lot out of it around here.
Way, mate. It's I haven't watched a bit, not even a jelly bean second, mate. So I'm completely oblivious to who's won, who's not won, who's finished where, anything, mate. It's for me, it's just like normal.
Well, I mean, obviously I sat in the session on Tuesday, got the replay. I watched, but I wasn't really watching. Like, I wasn't taking in who was where people finished. I was just kind of watching what was happening, and I cannot remember a thing that happened on Tuesday, so it's kind of like looking at it with fresh eyes once again. Monza last week, though, absolute carnage, and you know, it's a bit of carnage early, and then we got into a bit of a rhythm. Could be a similar scenario tonight. I think what drivers are going to have to be careful of is the early carnage, the turn 1 carnage, the turn 6 carnage that can happen, the carnage at the second chicane as well. All these little bits and bobs that could really form up some opportunities for drivers towards the back of the field to make up some free positions, and maybe in the first race get themselves inside the top 10 for that reverse grid, and hopefully up the front for the second race.
It should be very interesting, mate. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I do like this track for the V8, even though it's not designed for it, but it's got some really cool characteristics for it. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think
I know who won. I have not got the fondest clue of who won, to be honest with you. I can't remember.
So we could actually try to predict a winner here. We could actually even go a usual thing and say we're gonna how many safety cars, the whole shebang. Because
I think we do. I think we at least get one safety car from memory. But I also have a feeling that we get two. So I think we might actually get two in this race. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I don't know who wins. Someone who is informed at the moment is John Gallen. He could do quite well this afternoon. Cowie's been a bit up and down this season, although the recent news was released yesterday. He'll be accepting the challenge of going into the Formula Championship for the last half of this season now. He's probably not going to do well enough that he can finish in the top 20 and race in the Australian Open World Championship at the end of the season. But he's hoping to get some good experience in those cars for the rest of 2024 to come back to the comms booth in 2025 and have a better understanding of what it is actually like to race those cars and amongst the field that we have on those Wednesday nights. But be interested to see how he does here this afternoon. Jamie Davis as well, whether he can get a qualifying lap in is what's going to be important for him. Mark Houghton's
He says it can't be a bit too loud at the moment.
Okay, we will adjust the sound. Thank you for letting me know. I hope that's a bit better. Thank you, Jamie. Hopefully that's worked itself out just a little bit. But yeah, I think in the amps, one person could have a bit of a strong run tonight. Possibly a Sean Vandermeer, maybe even a bit Thrifty as well. Brett Taylor, we haven't really seen much from him, but we're getting up towards that midway point of the season. Is it now that we see Brett Taylor come into his own sinker and actually get some good positions in that split 2 field?
Starts moving up the field and gets up to the pointy end, gets some consistency built. That's what he's done traditionally in the last few seasons for us. So maybe he'll do it again this season too. So who knows? Let's keep your fingers crossed for him because he's due for a bit of a result.
He is indeed. He's almost overdue for a bit of a result here tonight as well. But beautiful Italian hillsides here of Imola is going to be a ripper challenge for these drivers out here tonight, and I could not think of a better way for us to get going here as we get into open qualifying for this session, and to see who will put their car up on the front row of the grid and maybe even get a nice quality position for this start of this race. I think if anywhere you don't want to be is probably in that mid-pack towards the back of the field, because that's where we can see a lot of the carnage happen down towards turn 1. And I think if there's going to be an incident on lap 1, that's where it's going to happen, I think, in the mid-pack towards the back end, and that's what drivers are going to have to be careful of.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to be streaming the second stream just like we normally do on a Thursday night, on a Tuesday night. So we will be watching all the chitter-chatter going on at the same time. So it's not going to be too different to what we normally do, mate. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happened out there, because I got no flipping idea.
It's quite refreshing coming into even a replay broadcast and not knowing what's happened. So you can still look at it with fresh eyes. You can call it with fresh eyes. You've got no bias as to what happens. The only difference is we might miss a couple of incidents that happen on track, because it makes it a bit harder for us to go back on the replay. So we'll try and catch them as best we can, and we'll try not to miss them at any point. Because we are running double screen, it does mean if we do have an incident that causes a safety car and we miss it, we're not likely going to go back and look at it, because it's going to be too hard for us to resync up both the replays with the double screen. So we're most likely going to do that. Fingers crossed, catch them live first sinker, and fingers crossed we catch as many of them as possible.
Yeah, true. So my clock is at a 10:37.05, Hamish.
Very good.
See, everyone knows that we're trying to synchronise it.
Yep.
If you do see it, tell me.
Very good. So we're currently a minute 50 into qualifying. Once it changes over to the race, which I think you've got yours on the starting grid, which is as the lights go up, am I correct? Yeah, okay, so it's pretty much as soon as... Once I see...
having a chin wag on there.
Yeah, once I see the little gridding thing come up on my SDK, I'll tell you to press play, because that's when the lights go up normally. And we should be pretty
close. I've got a few people already with us. Geez, the Pelicans are out with us today. Good to old age getting to your sink. Oh, mate, you got no idea what I've been going through these last few weeks. Man, selling a house really, really sucks. Mick Clifton. Mick, your name, seriously, you got a rock star name, man. Mick Clifton is just, every time I hear it, it's like, dude, he's going to be playing a bass guitar and slapping that thing silly.
I was going to say, he sounds like a lead guitarist for like a glam rock band in the mid-80s, doesn't he?
Mick Clifton and the Pelicans.
Yeah. Well, he races for Accelerate. His band name would be Accelerate. That is just a typical 80s band.
Here's something really cool for you, all you really young pups, all you fans of the Wiggles. Back in the days, they used to play gigs at pubs and stuff, and they were actually called the Cockroaches.
Yep.
And I actually saw them at a gig at the old Grain Store Tavern, which was like a 3-story place for nightclub, upstairs gigs and bands playing. Yeah, back called the Cockroaches. How's that for you?
Quite an interesting name change from the Cockroaches to the Wiggles.
Well, cockroaches still wiggle, don't they?
I'm sure there's...
Not like a mashed potato, but they squash like one.
I'm sure there's a connection there. I mean, they were all previously as well, as first lifetimes and start coming in now. They were also former like kindergarten teachers.
Yeah.
That was why they changed their band to a more kid-friendly, style. And it's arguably, well, I think the Wiggles are arguably the biggest band for children ever. I can't even think of another band that's ever as big where their target audience was children.
Biggest bands all round.
Oh yeah.
Apart from AC/DC, across the world. So they smashed it in all ways, numbers, dollars. That's for sure. I mean, they've got them in Spain, they've got them in Italy, they've got them in Chile, they've got them in Mexico.
I'm not going to voice my opinion on this. I've already been cancelled by our esteemed viewers. Rebecca Bogan in the chat, saying he's got the hair for it too in terms of Mick Clifton. He gets worshipped in the public for his hair, apparently, Sinker. So we're just building this. We're building this storyline around Mick Clifton.
Full rocks there.
Oh, he must. It must just be one of the greatest heads of lettuce we've ever seen in our lives. First laps that are coming.
More layers than a lettuce, do you reckon?
Yeah, good old head of lettuce. It's a classic terminology. Currently, Robert Crowe is provisional pole position with 143.56 ahead.
Just about to mention that.
Ahead of your teammate, Jamie Davis. So that's a bit of one-upmanship for you there, Singy. He's got a 43.76. Troy Dooley, P3, 143.95. Then Billy Mole, P4, 144.20. Matty Parker makes up the top 5 with a 144.26. So there are 4 different teams at the moment in that top 5, and it is headed by Simmers Infinity Motorsports' Robert Crowe at this stage. A couple of drivers yet to set lap times: Mark Houghton, Sean Smith, Sean Vandermill, Mick Clifton, Blake Fitzpatrick, Brad Wall, Martin Lipson, Brett Douglas, Shane Patterson, Josh King at this stage in time. Everyone else has set a lap time so far, up to Brad Anderson.
So that's another one where I hear Josh King, I'm thinking of, you're just joking, aren't you?
Josh King, you know what? That's since we're on the topic of music or band music, that's a drummer's name right there, Josh King. I can just imagine that on a lineup,
Yep.
The obvious
For some reason, I'm picking Mitch Clifton, Josh King in a band like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to racing, man. We're starting to talk some real big crap.
Well, speaking of
musicians,
Andrew Cowan is now P5 on the road for a nice tasty segue for us there. So that makes 2 PSR cars in the top 5. He's picked Matty Parker. A bit lower on the list. I think the likes of maybe Pavlovic could get a bit more lap time out of him. John Gallen as well.
Oh, Michael Klosh is back.
Yeah, he is.
So Daniel Clutterpunt's got a teammate to race with tonight.
He does instead. He does indeed.
Yeah. There's a new name I haven't seen. And I didn't notice the other night. Scott LeBoeuf.
Oh, yes.
Or if I...
Hang on, I'm going to find the name so I know how to pronounce it. Where is it?
just saw it pop up there. Where is he? Yeah. Oh, Lefebvre.
Lefebvre.
Scott Lefebvre.
Yeah, Lefebvre.
Lefebvre.
Hopefully we're pronouncing that as correctly.
Oh, I'm sure I butchered it with my attempt at the French accent.
I try and pride myself on pronunciations of international.
Oh, but you know what? This morning, I got up this morning, and all I can remember all morning is you just gotta go for it. Just go for it. Crazy BMX girl. She what a race! Did anyone see her win the gold medal this morning? I tell you what, I was choking up the tears. What a win! And to do it for her family, that was spectacular this morning. It was absolutely crazy.
Well, the two events that I always hang out for, so 3 events I always hang out for the Olympics now, is the street freestyle skateboarding and judo and taekwondo. I love watching all those events.
Yeah, I did like the mixed sex boxing. That was interesting.
Tess, apparently she was actually.
No test. It was all based on her passport. That's why they let her box. She didn't pass the test by the IBF. That's why she wasn't allowed to compete in the IBF boxing.
No, they did further testing after the actual fight.
That's bullshit. That's just them covering their asses. That's just them covering their asses. Yeah, she failed miserably. She's got a Y chromosome. That's all there is to it. So she's not a she.
Well,
anyway,
at the moment we are halfway through this session. Matty Parker's trying to find some pace, any pace that he can, out of this Nova City Sports machine. He's currently sits P6 in the 199.
Maybe you need to put your volume up a little bit.
Do I? Okay, let's turn myself up a little bit here. I like to keep it low because then when I get a bit too loud, it doesn't absolutely peak like Mount Vesuvius. So I'll try and keep that in mind. I was about to say Scott Lefebvre he was on for a good lap then. He's actually set it as a 146.53. Not quite good enough though to pass Scott Weston just yet or Shane Patterson, but maybe he can find some more pace out of the Everything Simulated car here on track in the 966. I look forward to seeing how this field progresses throughout this season, Simca. And
I think Peter Paz trying to give us a hint here with saying that he had nightmares of TMX cars. So there might be Michael Quash and Clutterbuck. We both know they're good. They've got a bit of pace on them on their night, and depending on the track, I'd say this is a track they both know really well. So they probably had a really good run by the hints I'm getting here. John Gallen, yeah, she broke. You know what? I was surprised. There was no one pressing the beep button. That's what it was. They were all asleep.
It was too early. It was too early for those Australian commentators to remember the censorship button.
Well, the other legendary comment was that you had to have a uterus to win a gold medal in the Australian team. Because no Aussie won until McCoy won the 50-metre sprint in the pool.
The best thing I've seen come out of the Olympics is the Turkish shooter who just absolutely raw-dogged the competition without wearing any protection, walked up and got the silver medal. That is by far the most gangster thing I've seen. That is the most gangster thing I have ever seen in a long time.
No balance equipment, no eye equipment, nothing.
You know what he said to the camera after he did his shot? He mentioned to the camera, "I want my dog back for his divorced wife." He went on national TV or international TV on the Olympics at 51 years age, raw dog the competition by walking out with no protection gear, gets near on the bullseye, and just basically prove that you do not want to mess with him at all. He's basically John Wick 2.0 at this point.
Yeah. I saw one of the Pelicans just go off in the background of that screen.
Abby then. He ran a bit wide.
Yeah, looks like Peter Pav. Maybe Peter Pav had a bit of a rocker of a night that night, but we've got 4.5 minutes left. Reach out to everyone that's sitting down on the couch on a Sunday arvo. It's not really footy time now. Get all your mates out there to have a bit of a watch. Let's see if we can get some decent numbers out tonight. We already got 19, which is awesome. So I'm loving it. That's fantastic. Thank you for coming out and supporting us on an afternoon where I'm probably getting my ass kicked in about an hour's time by my missus. She's going to go again because it was like I don't know how many times this week. But it's going to be definitely a lot of fun. So it's worth it. Worth the pain in the end.
Jordan Ferguson's been in the chat. He's reminded me of how good Gojira's opening set for the Olympics was. It was very good. Probably one of the better Olympic openings we've ever had as well. There's heaps of people in the chat though. I'm loving this on a Saturday afternoon. This makes me feel good. If we were ever decided to do an endurance race on a Saturday, we'd at least get some good numbers in the chat. So You guys are really selling it to us at this point.
Oh, well, when I'm in my new house and I get my home studio set up, then we'll get rocking on big time. That's if my missus doesn't vacate the premises and leave me.
Had a call to check out car 44.
Car
That being
44.
Sean Smith on board with it now as we come up towards the end of qualifying. It's coming into the final chicane up before the last couple of corners. It's not a bad
Sean
car,
Nesmith
that one.
Smith, he actually messaged me the other day, can we start a bit later so I can get the kids to sleep? I said, mate, there's a lot of us out there that battle with that, and yeah, we've got it a happy medium where the majority rules, and unfortunately the majority voted for 8 o'clock quali starts.
So I noticed something last time, Sinker, because one of the drivers in the session actually is quite prudent for this. Have you managed to hook, line, and sinker yourself another driver into your team?
Oh, I'm always working on it. Why?
Because Jacob Traynor is out there in a Team SRW
Yes, he is.
livery, and he was not in that on Tuesday night, and he was out
Yes,
in an
we do.
SRW
We've got,
livery last night.
So Jack Traynor is a good mate of Mitch Noble's, and he goes, look, he's coming across from ACC. He wants to learn how to drive and get, have a bit of fun with the boys. And I said, look, he's quite welcome to come join the team, have a bit of fun, and hang out in the lounge. And these guys, we're sitting there doing racing reviews and that, and they're all my boys are in the Discord here, and they're playing poker or some other.
I've been noticing they've been playing poker and Gardic Phone and a couple other of the Discord games. I'm like, I kind of just want to drop in and play some Gardic Phone.
If you want to hang out with the SRW boys some nights, you see them on the thing. I'm sure they'll be quite happy to go into a open lounge and play games with you as well, because yeah, they're sitting there playing poker and stuff.
What a way to do it. Only about less than a minute now left in qualifying. Michael Quash has managed to get his car up into P5 on the road for a split two entry. He could be on for one hell of a class win this afternoon if he can pull this off. Jacob Traynor is the second seeded split 2 driver. He's in P10, then Sean Vandermill in P3 at the moment. For the split 1 entries, it is Jamie Davis, Robert Crow, Andrew Cowan for the top 3 at this stage. They also field the top 3 of the field at the moment as well. But they do, though, Sinker, need to get these cars across the line. Kwashi's not going to get another timing because they get cut off once the 15 minutes is up, being a sprint round here tonight. So that is qualifying done and dusted. So we'll get all the cars gridded up. And we'll run through our starting grid for tonight's race. This will be as follows. Jamie Davis will start pole position ahead of Andrew Cowan, Troy Dooley and Matty Parker for the second row of the grid. Then we have John Gallant. That is incorrect. That's showing me the grid for the second race. That's so rude that has happened like that. Oh, wait, no. What? Okay, qualifying was just weird. All right, qualifying was wrong for whatever reason. Jamie Davis will start pole position ahead of Andrew Cowan, Troy Dooley, Matty Parker. John Gallant, Mark Houghton will then start in the third row with Jacob Traynor, Billy Mole in behind. Peter Pavlik, Robert Crow will make up the top 10. Excuse me. Blake Fitzpatrick, Michael Quash will then make up the top 12 cars on the road. We then move back to Andrew Rushworth, Daniel Clutterbuck in behind them, with Mick Clifton, Sean Vandermeulen, and Stephen Martin, Scott Wester making up the top 18. Brett Taylor, Craig Healy make up the top 20. Then Mitch Noble, Brad Wall, Shane Patterson, Scott Leberfair making up the top 24. Di Feldman, Jared Williams making up the top 26 cars on the road. We then move back to Martin Lipsky, Brad Hayes, Brad Anderson, Josh King, Sean Smith, and then Brett Douglas never set a time in qualifying. That's weird that worked like that. Good old replay files, having a mind of its own.
A bit further away from my mic.
That's all right.
Because I'm getting my camera set up as well at the same time.
Oh, Connor wants to join in the com box for a third. Come on in, Connor. Make it a Saturday night extravaganza.
Hang on. It cost you $20, Connor. But you're not sticking around for too long because I can't have too many of you young boys around me.
Mr. Nixon jumping on the opportunity to come into the comms box. Hello, sir.
Hello,
How
mate.
are you? How you going?
Yeah, good.
There you go, Nixon.
It's been a while, boys.
Mate,
Thought I'd come say hello.
It's been a good old while. You've been having a rort time on Sunday nights.
Oh, mate, I've had a bit of an interesting one, that's for sure. We had a terrible one. Then next week we, take away a P4. So, I mean, yeah, we've had an interesting couple of weeks. Then I do scops and I get 15th. So, mate, I don't know where I'm sitting at the moment. So yeah, no, it's been an interesting week.
Very good. Well, we'll have you in here. We'll have you in here for the first couple of laps, and then we'll get back into our rhythm of things for the race. But Imola, how do you think this is going to go for some of these drivers tonight? Could be an interesting one.
Yeah, it'll be definitely an interesting one. I mean, Imola is such a driver's track. It's never simple, and I think that's why Formula One come here. You know, like you've got the curbs the size of Mount Everest, then you know, you've got to go uphill, so the suspension really gets compressed, and you know, when you go into the top of the hill, it gets, you know, opened up, and yeah, you really need to control how much throttle you go up through the hill, and yeah, you just got to be careful on those rear tires, because the moment you smoke those, the moment you go downhill, then
Lights are up,
if you
Sinker.
smoke the front,
Sorry,
yeah, it should be interesting.
We just had to line that up then, Connor. Lights about to go up though, Sinker. We're going to go racing for the start of this race.
Ready, mate.
We'll see how we go. They've had a good start, but one of them has bogged it down, being Peter Pavlovic off the start line here. They all spread out down towards turn number 1 of this Imola circuit here this afternoon. Cowie on the outside, and Davis has already been a couple little moments in the background, but they look to get through nice and clean as Clutterbuck follows on through in the background. Robert Crow's already dropped a spot off the start here. He's battling it out with Andrew Rushworth, but they look pretty neat and tidy. I say that. Mitch Noble's already ended up in the wall though, as they try and find their footing up towards turn 6. A cleaner start than I anticipated here. Sinker?
I reckon my preview is not the right one, mate. So
I don't know what they've done then.
That's undusted. No, it's completely wrong, mate. But anyway, we'll watch yours and keep going, because I've got, looks like Heat 2 going on the screen.
That's rather weird.
Not good on the pot. Not good on the pots and pans, Sinker. Pardon, mate.
No, I'm loving on the pots and pans, mate. It's just that we're not synced up for some reason.
No, you're on the right race.
Anyway, keep it going, because the boys, it's good to see my young fella out the front there. Oh, no, young fella. My teammate, Jamie Davis, leading now. He's got himself 3/10 onto Matty Parker behind. Oh, no, that's not one up there as well.
That's Matty Parker.
That's Matty Parker behind Andrew Cowan at the moment.
He's a fierce driver. I thought that was actually Sean there for a second. Another driver from them. Oh, Cowie just went for the cover. Matty Parker's going to line him up. He's going to get the run. No, he's going to sit behind.
Yeah, he's been a bit patient about this one. Up across the line they come to start lap number 2.
I was expecting the bomb there on the last corner.
Oh, no. That's for Sunday nights, mate. Yeah. For Sunday nights. These boys drive with a bit of safety in mind, because they know they can't get too close without a prophylactic. So they keep the space quite clean and safe, unlike Sunday nights.
I would have laughed then if, as soon as you said that, Sinker, we had a crash into the wall. That would have been absolutely perfect. As Pav's coming ahead of Brad Wall.
That's Brad Wall giving a bit of rotation across the back. The old ex-partner of SRW in the Ford livery.
Yeah, the old Gibson. As Brad Hayes is trying to find any sort of path, and that's the hardest part of this track, is you're trying to find any which way that you can make your way around a competitor.
Well, here's another bomb.
Oh,
He's going to make a corner.
Smith.
He hit the apex. I was expecting him to run wide, smash him on the door, and just go for it. But no, he kept that plane.
They've done well here, to be fair, to actually have some really close racing. And they are actually, this is early on. We could be on for a great one, as Smith's trying to line something up at the bottom of the hill, not quite close enough to push that through. He's going to, he nearly went for that little gap.
Right, Wall had a wobble there going up there on the hill as well, and that's him on the outside.
That's Josh King. There he is there. Josh King on the outside. It's done well not to hit one on the return to the track.
Oh, smoke up ahead.
Yep, big blow up ahead. That's Brett Taylor. Going slow through there. He's got Di Feldman on his outside. They've got Martin Lipsky in behind. So the battles at the rear end are going quite well. As Davis leads him through for lap 3.
I haven't seen iDrive sim racing for a while. They used to sponsor me back in the day, so it's good to see them kicking around. Good to see them.
Very interesting.
Yeah, a bit of insight to, old Connor Nixon, before SRW days, boys.
Old.
Yeah, I know, right?
Still a pup, mate. You turned 21
I
yet?
know. No, I'm 20 in October, so there you go.
Wow, you're making me feel old now because I'm 26 later this
It's
month.
always permission, mate.
I'm glad.
Mate, you're ancient.
I know, right? I'm feeling it in my bones right now. All the joints are hurting.
I said to Zach Coben the other day, who does gents, so I do gents on a Monday and I do SOW on a Sunday or Scops. And I said, mate, I'm starting to feel the creaks in the bones there and blah, blah, blah. And he's just went off. He's like, Nixon, until you understand, you know, blah, 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 when you turn 30, come back to me, young man. And I was like, roger that. So, yeah, no. I keep getting the spit by everyone when I say I'm 20. So,
well, I've just
I think it's wisdom, though.
Maybe it is. I think Clifton's having a good battle with Rushworth in the background. We're going to get settled into this race. We might have a chat again away the seedings. Not quite sure. Thanks for coming in for the first couple of laps. But we'll try and line you up again for another broadcast, 100%, because it's been way too long since we've done it together.
Oh, mate, Daytona, what was it? Endurance, wasn't it? Daytona?
Yeah, I think it was IMSA and Daytona.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd love to come commentate on a Tuesday. I reckon that'd be pretty cool. Actually, no, I'm doing NASCAR, so that's been fun. We'll think about that.
I'm sure we'll find this one. Maybe you come to Legends and we'll find out.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of who races in there, though.
Fair enough.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
can't say that.
All right, Connor, we'll let you go, mate.
Don't forget, mate.
Have a good one, you guys. Enjoy it.
Let's get settled in at the moment. We haven't had too many big moves out of the top 10 seeker. No one's really dropped too far out. Train, although, has been reseeded back to P10 on the road. I think on your replay seeker, I reckon you actually haven't, maybe not loaded all cars, because I think you're missing like all the top 10 on your grid.
Don't know, mate. Don't know. I know that it's lap 4. I can see Cowie at the front there coming across the grid, but it's it's interesting. I don't know what happened there, mate, but it doesn't matter. We'll keep plugging away and enjoying it. Tell me when Cowie's coming around to the start-finish line to do his lap 5. That should be just about now. He's coming up again. Nicely done. The boys are driving some clean racing, and there hasn't been a lot of people going off at all. The front is they've gapped out a fair bit. They've got like 1.4s. Mark Horton is having a crack at Matty Parker at the moment in the back of this back here.
That should be pretty well lined up. We'll check it.
Oh, that's yeah. Here we go. He's going through. I've got him on the right spot.
Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
It's probably about a second or two behind, but it's close enough. It's close enough.
We'll get there. We'll relaunch it again when we get to the start of the other race. But it gives you, it's not too far off at all. The boys are all the way down. There's a fantastic fight going down there with the back with Steve Martin. So what I'll do is I'll put my cameras down on the Steve Martin so we can see the boys duking it out at the back there.
Yep.
Because there's, as we always do, we spread the love as much as we can in this series, and everyone's loving it. You're gonna have to do the same thing on Wednesday nights now, mate, because they got used to it on Wednesday night and they loved it. So good old Hutto is gonna have to hook himself up like I do.
Yeah, we're gonna ease Hutto into it, get him comfortable, and then we're gonna do a bit of a crash course on Monday of SDK, so he knows how to change his cameras without having to bring up his UI. That way he can have his screen on and he can just change his cameras with SDK and stuff like that. Just so then it's not as much of a scramble if he decides to change it whilst we're on the double screen. I don't have to take it off.
There's got someone off in the back there. That camera I couldn't quite tell, but see, it didn't come up on SDK, so I don't think it wasn't completed off. But we've got a fantastic grid on here tonight as well, just to cover it off. 33 cars on grid, so spectacular. We have not dropped in numbers just yet, so which is looking sensational. Everyone is up for the battle and up for their title fights.
Di Feldman's going to track on the background at turn. The second chicane, the final chicane. She's run it slightly wide, so she gets back going again at the back end of the field, unfortunately for her. That battle you got on your screen is absolutely heating up with Clutterbuck and
It is,
Martin.
isn't it?
They're having a good old scrap.
That is, yeah, definitely the TMX boys were giving the Pelicans a bit of a run for their money back there by the look of it. So it's Quashi and Clutterbuck. So maybe that's what, oh, look at that. Oh, geez, there's some good work going across there. The pressure is completely on. Vermaelen has gone off track in the back end somewhere behind these boys as well.
He's back on track now, dropped a couple of spots. Martin Lipsky's gone off track. He needs a bucket and spade. He's out that far. He's just trying to get that thing back on. As the leaders come up towards the final chicane, we can see Gallen chasing them down in behind. He's now up onto the podium. He's past Troy Dooley and Matty Parker. Parker right now has got Mark Houghton behind him, who is currently sitting in a Nova Sim Sports sandwich between Matty Parker and Billy Mole. So a bit of a tough test here for Houghton, going up against what is now a Split 1 best driver, and Billy Mole, who is one of our personal favourites on track. Cinco, who's been rising up the ranks throughout these last couple of seasons. Oh, I thought there'd be contact there with Mole and Houghton for sure. They are so lucky they survived.
Close. That was very close.
That was so close.
I didn't even realise that Jacob Trainer, who's joined our team, is a decent driver. He's actually leading the Split 1, the Split 2.
Are you saying that your other drivers are not decent?
No. I just didn't expect him to be up to pointy end because he's very new to iRacing. So that really shocked me, which means he's an accomplished driver that's adapting well.
He did quite well last night actually in the GTD field. Yeah. I will say that he did do quite well. He got caught up. I think he got caught up in maybe 1 or 2 incidents, but all in all, he actually drove quite a consistent race across the 40 minutes. I'm interested to see how he does across the rest of this season for the Supercars as well.
Davis is stretching his wings up front there. So he's got a 2-second go.
He is storming ahead right now. 2.1 seconds over Cowie. It's good to see Cowie back up on the podium at the moment. You know, and I know that Imola is one of his favourite tracks, but he has really been in he's been getting the raw end of the stick lately, especially on Sunday nights. It's good to see him fighting for a win here tonight, or at least fighting for a podium for him.
Well, Jake, Mr. Trainer is telling me now he's been on there since 2021. Well, there you go. The information I got from the young fella, his mate was completely wrong, or maybe I just wasn't listening.
It was more likely the second option.
Oh, mate, I have been with the fairies for the last few weeks, mate. Let me tell you. New job, still in the house, flat out with season 3. It's been a lot of fun, but very taxing. These boys are really putting it out there. It's good to see that Tuesday nights didn't change much because we weren't there. They still performed at their peak to show off because they knew it was going to come up.
Got Mick Clifton at the moment. He's just on the bubble for the top 10, but he has got some time to gain. He hopes to get up onto the back of Jacob Traynor, who we've been speaking about. He is around about 2.7 seconds off the back of him now, so he may need a bit of a safety car in this one to hopefully get up onto the back of him, but with 7.5 minutes to go, it's not looking very likely at this point with the field starting to spread out. That battle that you've been on those last couple laps, it has started to heat up now, Cinco, with Martin getting caught up by... Yeah,
I've just pushed it back a bit, one person back, because the battle behind Peter Pav is crazy. Pav and Quashi have already changed places twice and going for it like crazy.
Speaking of Quashi, he's off the track.
Yeah, and then you got Clutters behind him, so I'm not sure what happened there. But Andrew Rush was having a bit of a dip out there as well on the sand too.
As we can see, Houghton and Mole continuing their battle. Parker has now started to run away from him just a little bit here. 6.5 minutes to go of race number 1 here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We've got one more race to come. That'll be a 40-minute feature. In between, we'll have a little 5-minute warm-up for all of you to get yourselves a drink, a little bit of a snack as well, and just to settle in for the racing to come.
In other words, don't you dare move the muscle.
That's it.
Stay here and keep us company.
That's it. Sinker doesn't know what to do on a Saturday afternoon, unlike me. Right now,
No,
he'd
it's
probably be
not-
having...
It's not people mowing lawns and stuff.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
This is true. Well, actually, by the sounds of it, from what you were saying earlier, it stopped you from having an afternoon kit. That's what it's done.
Well, yeah, no, it woke me up. Oh god, the boys are having a lot of fun in the comms in the back in there as well. I could hear them having a bit of a chat about someone blinking out. I think it was Matty Parker talking about someone, but I don't know who. But maybe it wasn't his voice. I don't know. But still a great battle. Going a little wrong.
Your battle has disappeared for whatever reason, so I've just clicked off for a second. And it's Jacob Traynor who has blinked out, unfortunately, Sinker. So that unfortunately ruins his evening. We'll see if he's blinking bad ahead of Mick Clifton. We'll go on board with Mick. So there's Jacob just up the road from him. Yeah, Jacob's just there right up the road from him. So Mick's arguing that he's going to get this P10 spot now because Jacob's unfortunately going to have to pit to get that internet connection fixed up. But he's been having a good run, so he still had some positives coming out of this race, Sinker, in terms of the fact that he had good pace. He was fighting within the top 10. And, you know, it's just his internet that's let him down, unfortunately.
Yeah, mine's done. I don't know what it's doing. It's like it's missing drivers for some reason. It's just decided that Clutterbuck doesn't exist in our track.
What it might be, Sinker, is your replay. So in the separate settings for replay, you can actually have different cars loaded than what you'd have when you're actually getting the replay. So you might have draw all cars when it's a live session, but in your replay file, you might have draw 20 in brackets 10. That might be the issue.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that in the break anyway.
So unfortunately, Traynor's going to lose this spot to Mick Clifton. He will now move up inside the top 10. Rest of the 10 at the moment. Robert Crow's in P9 at this stage. He's up one spot. He started P10 on the road. Blake Fitzpatrick started outside the 10. He's now inside the 10 for Pacific Esports Racing. Mark Houghton, P7 on the road. He's down a position. Billy Mole has taken that from him and then some. He's up 2 into P6. Parker's down 1 into P5. Troy Dooley is down 1 into P4. Gallen's up 2 into P3. And Andrew Cowan and Jamie Davis have not swapped or changed positions this race as Sean Smith has now gone a lap down.
Brad Hayes and Josh King have done really well, up 6 places at the back of the grid.
Especially after Hazy had that, Hazy, he's been in the wars tonight a little bit. He's been having some great battles. Wall has done well to only lose 1 spot in this race after getting spun round so early on. He's really fought back into this thing and made his way back up the field. It's really, really good to see. King, you mentioned, he's up 6. He had a bit of a traverse off track, taking a joker lap quite a bit ago in this race. But he's done well to he's done well to come back here up to P24 as Traynor comes into pits to try and fix up that.
Where have we got? Where's Mr. Fitzpatrick? Brett Taylor is down in 20th, so he's not there for the night.
And Fitzpatrick actually is under major pressure now from Robert Crow. The battle is on for P8 at the moment as they come through the final chicane up towards the double right. Sorry, the double left at the end of the track. This could be on now for the final 2.5 minutes here, Sinker, as Crowy's really started to reel him in and drag him back into this battle, and he'll have the tow now, so this is going to make it a lot harder for Blake to defend this position, but Crowy's also going to have to wait for the right opportunity to get it past him.
Yeah. I've got some back markers on screen that are probably having a great old little battle there. So you've still got some action going on in the bottom end, so people can see these guys have been following each other for quite a bit of time through the back there. That's Brad Anderson, Martin Lipsky, and Jared Williams following across. So it's good to get some rear boys some action. Some rear boys, some action. That didn't quite come out right.
No, that sounded a bit wrong. So not gonna lie. Yeah, I would recommend Jacob. Blue cable is the way to go. If you're not near your modem, you can buy an adapter that plugs into your wall sockets, and you plug a blue cable from the modem into that wall socket. You then have another one that plugs into your room, and you run the blue cable out of that wall socket into your computer. That's how I run it, and I have perfect Ethernet.
Yeah, it uses the
electrical line. as a
Yeah,
as an
electrical
internet
line,
cable.
which is awesome. Yeah, Foxtel do it.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So I could not recommend enough. You can get them for anywhere between 100 and 200 bucks. So it's a little bit of an investment, but it saves you having to move your PC closer to the modem or move the modem closer to your PC.
Very efficient. Very efficient.
It's very good. I've had our Wi-Fi can have massive dips, but I'm fine on the Ethernet. It's really, really good. So
who's our fastest lap mate at the moment? I can't see it in my system.
At the moment, it would be, if you look at best times, the leader, Jamie Davis, with his 144.01 at the moment as he starts the final lap of this race.
And look at that pass down the bottom. Lipsky's just passed around Anderson. Oh, Anderson's gone off and sucked some dirt.
That's another option as well, Jacob, buy a really long cable, but the longer the cable, the slower connection you would have off it because it's more line that has to run the connection down. So ideally, a shorter line will run better than a longer one, but if it's easy for you just to get a longer line and run it around the wall, go for it. It'll still work just as good as well.
John Gallen's putting a lot of pressure on Andrew Cowan up there with Troy Dooley. They're putting the heat onto those boys. Good fight there for third place and second place. So they're doing really well across there. Cowie's, I like Cowie's car with a bit of purple in there, even though I'm not a fan of that pattern they've got beyond the wide area. If they got rid of that pattern in the wide area, I think it'd be looking cleaner and a little nicer, but I still like that.
I personally think I like the pattern. Maybe it just needs to be like the opacity needs to be turned down just a little bit on the actual pattern.
Yeah, it's too much contrast in it. Anyway, that's me and Hamish's opinion because we like to critique stuff like that, being graphic artists, or we pretend to be. But
I have a certificate for it, so I don't have to pretend.
Love it.
Jamie Davis is coming round the final corner now to end out race number 1 in a dominant form. He got the fastest lap. He's led by 4.8 seconds up towards the line. Davis is going to take himself another V8 Supercars Series victory for Warren & Brown Tools. It was in impressive fashion. Cowie's going to just drag race Gallen to the line. There was absolutely nothing in it. 0.06 of a second. Dooley was in behind them, just missing out on a podium. Parker gets P5. Billy Mulholm in P6 tonight. Houghton in P7. Fitzpatrick has come home in P8, Crow P9, and Mick Clifton is made it home into the top 10 and P1 for Split 2 here this afternoon.
Great little bit of fun. The boys are having a bit of a chin wag in the chat with Cowie and that about how they were all dragging each other around the track and everything and having a bit of fun. So it's good to see that everyone's having a blast on track, not just while watching the replay as well. We should have like 33, 34 guys watching plus their partners tonight, which should be another 9 people on that stream. People, please. The funny thing is, we could actually do interviews through YouTube with people who won. What is that replay setting you were talking about, mate?
So in your options,
yep,
you'll see, obviously there's graphic and then there's replay.
Yep.
Click on replay and then there should be, see where your car draw is on the left-hand side?
Draw 0 to 20 is ticked.
Yeah.
Draw 0 to 12 is ticked.
Yeah, so change that. Change draw.
Untick it.
No. So you see where the drop-downs are for draw however many cars you got drawn. Change that to draw all, or draw all cars, either one. If it's going to do 40, do 40 and the bigger number in the bracket, because if it'll only draw 20 cars that are around you, and when all the cars are bunched up, yeah,
all that for draw.
It won't pull too much to do that in a replay.
Oh, good, done. You all know what gets me on track. Yes, we do, mate. We know what gets you on track. Well, your wife lets you get on track for starters.
No, but at this point, we know it's W Energy Lake Edge holiday units. They're the main ones, I think, for that team.
And you got to thank the team and the boys behind the groom, the boys that have been spotting him, and everyone else that makes him happy.
That's right.
As he crosses the line.
That's exactly right. Michael Quash is the only car out on track for, I spoke to you soon, Sean Smith's now joining him out on track for the warm-up. So we will have couple of cars out there just to fill up the screen for a couple of moments here.
Leave Flashy on screen there, mate, so I can see if I can reset my timer so it's perfect on track.
I'll just set it to TV1, so that's the easiest way you can do it.
See Clutterbuck. Where's Quashi? There we go. Alrighty. My head looks like I may be. Oh, if yours isn't frigged, it'll be alright. So, anyway, what's everyone else got planned for Saturday night? Is everyone going to go out raging and party and go crazy? Or is it... Oh, no, that's actually pretty good. Cross that underneath that sign. Oh, no, I'm a little bit behind. I'm a little bit behind.
Well, we can keep an eye on Quashi here for the rest of this warm-up session as he traverses on around this track. Yeah, what do you think?
I'm hearing Cowie in the background.
Yeah?
Huh?
You can hear him in the background.
No, not Cowie. Tyson in the background just talking to him. I think I've got it. I think I've got it right on the money.
Let's have a look.
I think I got it pretty close. Yep, passed it. Yep.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's close enough.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. That's on the money for as far as I'm concerned. You can get back into it and get cracking. I love it.
If I'm at the front of the field and you're at the back of the field, no one's going to know any difference, Sinker, let's be honest.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
But it's all good. I like, me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, mate. I can't help it. It's what we do here, and that's why we love doing it, to give these boys the best show possible, and ladies, I should say. There was a few ladies in here today.
Yeah,
I thought a few more wives would be out there today because they'd be watching it with their partners side by side. Maybe a glass of wine each, bit of cheese between you, and some crackers, and anything else.
I know John Gallen will be saving that for later tonight for his 8:30 viewing that he's mentioned in the chat there. So that's what he'll be saving the wine for, because he'll probably watch it, have a bit of a celebration, and then. Or if he did well, he'll have a bit of a celebration. And then,
I've got guys quitting up on my screen, mate.
Really? I'm 3 minutes 53 into the warm-up. I don't know what you have done. What have you done?
Maybe it was a different... Oh, it was a different lap.
Oh, my God. You have cooked it. That's all right. Once it gets to full grid, just pause it again. We'll be right. We had it lined up perfectly before. It's just the cars that were loaded that confused you a little bit. So once you get the lights, just pause it straight away.
That was a classic. Fancy getting the right car, the right place, but on a different lap. Mine's too busy playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
John Gallen's wife is cleaning. Oh, mate, you better be careful, Mr. Gallen. You're going to get clipped behind the ear when you're not looking. And especially have a look at the size of the grid when the boys are all lining up. It's an amazing the way it goes around the corner. Zinker is off his chops today. Yeah, I am. It's Saturday, man. It's Saturday. Not thinking about work tomorrow. Not thinking about anything. I am missing a 21st tonight though, which is a bit crap, but it is what it is.
Is it an important 21st?
Oh, any 21st is an important 21st, mate.
Even for people that you don't know and you just crash the party.
No, it's a family friend. I don't crash parties anymore, mate. Those days are gone. It's illegal these days, man. You get thrown in the cage for that stuff these days.
Starting grid for no, it's not going to show the starting grid. Fair enough. All right then. That's incredibly nice of it to not do it properly for me. What we'll do is we'll show the results of race number 1. And we'll just talk about the reverse top 10 for those results. So how they finished race number 1 was Jamie Davis to Andrew Cowan, John Gallen, Troy Dooley, Matty Parker, Billy Mould, Mark Houghton, Blake Fitzpatrick, Robert Crow, Mick Clifton. They will now be reversed for the starting grid of race number 2. It'll be Mick Clifton to Robert Crow, to Blake Fitzpatrick, to Mark Houghton, Billy Mould to Matty Parker, to Troy Dooley, to John Gallen, to Andrew Cowan, to Jamie Davis. They will then start how they finished in race number 1. And it will be Mr. Where's Mick Clifton? There he is. It'll be Mr. Mick Clifton on the pole for race number 2 here tonight. And his Accelerate Sim Racing machine brought to you by Primal Wheels, as well as Abbey Timber. So see how he can get off the line. He will start alongside his fellow vets cohort in Robert Crow and the Simrigs Infinity Motorsport machine. And they will have Blake Fitzpatrick breathing heavily down there next, Sinker. We know he's hungry for another win. We'll see if he can pull it off here tonight at Imola.
This is the spot where I want the drivers to pull up at the end of the race, so we can get around the main car and the other cars can get in there as well. We can get all your sponsors and see it nicely, so you give them all a bit of a pump.
If they can line up the grid slot properly, they have to line up the grid
screen for whoever is behind Crow. I'm waiting for that person to arrive because that's click on my screen to match it.
It's Mark Houghton. So once you see a white and green car appear, that's when you'll know.
I'll let go of my button. We're rocking.
Yep. Lights are up though. Mark Houghton is not on the grid for whatever reason. Rushworth's not on grid either. Why are they not on grid? But we're going here for race number 2. So Houghton has missed the grid here. Crowley's had an absolutely atrocious start down towards turn 1, and now he's all of a sudden under pressure now from Matty Parker and Blake Fitzpatrick for P2 on the road. He's dropped 2 spots. He's now got Billy Mole coming past him as well. He's had an absolute mare off the start line, Sinker, as they come up towards turn 3-4.
But have a look at them all sitting there behind each other like crazy. It's like they've already funneled into single rows. Like they're all expecting the carnage to be there. But there's a couple wide there. TMX boys in the background getting in it together. There was a bit of bump and grind in the back of that start with Cowie and one of the TMX boys. I'm not sure which one it was, but they did get a bit of contact and made it through.
Well, I saw Mitch Noble have an off track as before. He has managed to get back on the track now. Blake Fitzpatrick starting to keep his pressure on as they make their way up the hill for the first time in race number 2. But Anderson at the moment, he's still in his nice little battle pack that he had last race. These guys are going to hope to continue their fight for the rest of this one. Mitch Noble, though, has spun it round off the exit, and he now drops down the back of the field as Clifton leads Fitzpatrick and Parker down towards the final 2 corners of the similar circuit. Crowey looking for a big old send. He's then run it up way wide. Dooley's going to try and get this move done. They've got Gallen and Davis in behind them. So the battles are coming in quick and fast within the top 10, even outside the top 10. As they start out lap number 2 here. This racing into his flashes now with some big problems in the background.
Yeah, they're all having a bit of ding-dong going in there. I can see Jamie Davis in the back there. He's tucking in with the boys there. Great little work. It's amazing. I still say every week it's these boys can get in too wide in some of these spots, and the way they pull up these cars on the brakes, it's absolutely nuts.
Parker and Fitzpatrick door to door at turn 6. Parker's trying to get this move done round the outside of Fitzpatrick. He's got the move done. Fitzpatrick's now stuck in a Nova Sim Sports Pro pumping supply sandwich up towards turn 8. Wasn't really close enough there to try and attempt anything just yet. Hutto in the chat saying, good to see the comment section so active on a Saturday. Arvo, I am loving it. And it is making me think, and again, it's putting back in the thought process of, we could run a Saturday special event and I reckon we'd still get some good activity in the chat, which I'd love. Would be absolutely phenomenal. Laura's saying naughty.
I don't have that much money, mate.
Yeah, Laura's also called you out for swearing, so you're going to put $1 in the swear jar as well. So
I swore? What?
According to Laura, you did.
Oh, really, Laura?
Apparently.
Oh, no. That's even if we do, we just keep talking and then no one notices it. And then the jar doesn't get open, and then YouTube doesn't notice it either.
It's very true. Although we are not, we're not age restricted anyway on the stream, so it's fine.
No, we are not. John Geller, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't.
That's exactly right.
100%,
Like,
mate.
subscribe.
And hit that notification bell. Ding.
Exactly right. We also have to thank all of our incredible series sponsors, Sinker, leading into this race. The title sponsors, of course, Warren and Brown Tools, who've given continuous support to SRW over the last couple of seasons. Shannon's, even though they had to cut back one of the series they were supporting, they're still giving us the continuous support on the 8.6s. And then Cooler Master for covering that spot that was opened up by Shannon's on Wednesday nights to cover for the Super Formula Championship as well. They have given so much support, as well as all the other sponsors of the series as well, including NeuroPower, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, as Parker has
Did you see that slow down?
Yeah,
that was so close,
that was
man.
so close. As well as Grim Industries as well, the home of the V8 coffee table, which you can find on Prime Videos, Top Gear Australia as well. But yeah, that was a big old slowdown from Matty Parker. And that would have been right at the end of the 38 seconds that you are allowed to end that slowdown.
That was nearly, Blake would have been gone there because he had nowhere to go. He's just missed his rear quarter there. It was perfect timing. Tell you what, so close. But the times on the times table are very close. Everything's around 3 to 4 tenths apart. So the boys are keeping it really clean and really close together. It's a 40-minute race, and everyone started off with their thinking caps on and know that they've got to make a good run to get through. Have a look at the way they take those inside curbs. Oh, look at the dive on the inside here. Nicely done.
Wasn't quite close enough this time by. I've got the double view up on the other screen. We've got a battle happening it out with, I believe, Scott West and Peter Pavlovic and let's see, possibly. Oh, you just changed it to the front of the grid, so we'll get the double view.
No, you know what? I've got it on most exciting.
That'll be why.
I'll change it.
That's
That is
all right.
why.
That'll be all right. As Fitzpatrick looks to tuck this up down the inside of Clifton into turn 1, gets the move done. Mole's trying to follow him if he can through turn 3. Not quite close enough. It's now on board with Blake Fitzpatrick here. Mole is all over the back of Mick Clifton up towards 4 and 5. It's been a great battle so far. Oh, look at this though. Mole tucks it up the inside of Clifton. Parker's going to try and follow him as well. He opened the door. Parker said, "Thank you, sir. I'll take that one for free." And now it's a drag race up towards turn 8 at the top of the hill.
Great work done by the team. That was great teamwork. That's what we're used to seeing from the Pelicans. And we see a lot from the Carlin boys as well. They're really good at doing that sort of stuff. Velocity every now and again. Usually it's Dougie Gowan and Dylan DeBono can do it, but the rest of the boys aren't really up for it. But it's great to see.
Just noticed on the race report then, there's an incident between Brad Hayes and Sean Smith. You can see the wall wounds in front of that Apex Esports machine of Brad Hayes. He comes down towards the bottom of the hill, so they've had a bit of contact in the background, but back at the front, we've got this battle happening right now with Blake Fitzpatrick as he comes down towards the final couple of corners. As mentioned, he's got Mole and Parker hounding him down at the front of the field. And this battle looks to continue on as Dooley's now putting the pressure on Clifton in behind.
I'm going to take my camera down to Shane Patterson down the back because they've got a great little, they did have a great little group following him. That's all changed very quickly.
Yeah, because Sean Smith and Brad Hayes decided to have another little moment together, unfortunately, which we haven't missed.
God almighty. I'm not winning tonight, Jed. I'm not winning tonight at all.
It happens. It happens. So come on to lap 5 now, though. Fitzpatrick leads to Mole and Parker. They got Clifton, who now has Jamie Davis in behind him in this battle. Crowe and Cowan are trying to make their way through and behind John Dallin as well. So top 10 separated by absolutely nothing right now. There are drivers still on the bubble for that top 10, including Weston, Pavlovic, Clutterbuck, and Vandermeulen.
Down to 14th, mate. Down to 14th. They're all the way through. Everyone's under 10, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, all the way down to 14th place. So it's pretty fast. Brad Wall's about a second 40 off, and he's got Michael Clash behind him. But everyone else is really tight. So where will I go in the pack? Anyone want to see any particular drivers out there? Let me know, and I'll put it on the bottom screen. At the moment, I've got it on Brad Wall because he's catching that group behind him, and he's got Michael Class putting pressure, and Craig Healy chasing them down with Brett Taylor.
Well, it could be a battle to keep an eye on over the next couple of laps as Clifton is still under just all sorts of pressure right now.
A little bit of tag in the rear end there.
Gallen's saying damage on the front of his car. He's not impressed apparently, so we'll see what the damage looks like as he comes down towards the final 2 corners.
Mate, as long as we can see the pelican, it's all good.
It's minor damage, John. It's not too bad. As Patterson, Schmidt and Williams have had a massive stack in the background. There's a car spun round, and that's an absolute car park.
2, 3.
Yep, 4 of them, an absolute car park at the second chicane. Williams is trying to get going again. Pato's trying to get going. So's Schmidt, so's Noble. They've somehow managed to get all their cars going again, it seems.
Have a look. What is that? Quashi and someone else in the back there behind Brad Wall.
That's Quashi and Healy. No, that's Vandermeulen. Sorry, Quashi, Healy, and Vandermeulen in their little tryout of a battle at the back end. As at the front,
Brad Wall's caught the back of that pack nicely. He's like 55 seconds off Peter Pat.
He's done well.
You know what? The guy's been out of the seat for about 10 months now. And he's got back in the car. It's like he's never left. I think some of the craft is still catching up, but his outright pace is very good.
He's done incredibly well as Gallen is under pressure now from Troy Dooley. He did manage to get past Troy up towards turn 6, but Troy's right there with him still, and that loss of straight line speed will be hurting John right now, and he does not want to become a cork in the bottle, because that could hurt him later in the piece, as he could then be under attack from Cowan and Crow, as well as his own teammate Stephen Martin. He can end up outside the top 10 if he's not careful, so he'll definitely get that fast repair done when he comes into pit lane, and get that car fixed right up and get that pace back into it. As Fitzpatrick and Mole are now side by side down towards the start-finish line. Parker is on with them as well, as this battle is continuing on for the lead of this race. They start lap number 7, 10.5 minutes into it. Are they going to make it 3 wide down towards turn 1? Sinker, it looks like they might. Parker just has to back out of it.
Teammates, he just doesn't know which way to go, Parker.
Oh, big wiggle there from Fitzpatrick.
That was a front end.
Yep. And
you got to get him under brakes here.
Oh, but it's going to be tough to have an outside run on him.
No. I reckon up the hill he's going to have a crack.
We'll see what he does.
He's going to get on the left-hand side. He's going to pop out into the left. No, he's not close enough.
Maybe giving a little bit of a kiss on the rear end on the way through. The battle is on for young and old right now. Fitzpatrick and Parker at the front of the field. This is for P2 on the roll. Billy Mole has just started to run away from things at the moment, as he is. These guys are battling it out. That's what is allowing him to run ahead of Mole. Great
John Gallen's getting top speed, but his last lap was his fastest lap, 1:44.997, and that's the fastest lap of the night so far. It's all in your mind, John. It's all in your mind.
Oh, I was about to say, Parker is absolutely hounding Fitzpatrick right now. He was right onto the back of him through the chicane, then just gave up a little bit too much speed when he hopped the curb. As they now come up towards the final 2 corners once again. This battle is starting to go off.
Clifton's having a great battle there in the bottom section as well with the boys behind him, and there's no holding back. He's got John Gallen behind him. Andrew Cowan slowly coming back into it, but Gallen and him are having a great old little tussle there.
Just noticed Vandermeulen had a bit of an off with Brad Wall. They've gotten going again, luckily. He has dropped a couple of spots, and Traynor bringing that GT expertise with him, using the flash of the headlights. Maybe put Wall off a little bit. Maybe he was a bit upset with the way that Wall rejoined the track. Not 100% sure. But is there anything in the rule that says
if he's using his headlights, if he's using his headlights, I'm going to tell my boys. I don't like my boys losing headlights. It's just not. It's not SAW. Get that?
It's the only way you could really voice your opinion on someone without getting over the radio.
Drive around it, mate. Oh, if it was for an incident, yeah, no sweat, but not for putting pressure on people and getting in the headlights and stuff like that. That used to annoy me as a driver more than anything. Then we're talking as a past driver. I haven't driven in how many months now, and it's killing me. Let me tell you, people, I love watching you guys race around here. and it's my little bit of OCD that I can get back something that I'm not doing.
BG36 asking, is there side draft? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe the Supercars have side draft.
I've heard some drivers say that there's still a bit of side draft, but not in this sort of track. It's really when you've got something which is fairly long, and you're getting 2 cars and you can get a bit of side draft, yes, but not a lot. I know that Scotty Rankin used to talk about it all the time.
Yeah, because he's obviously an oval guy. He knows all about it from IndyCar and even NASCAR as well.
Yeah.
I do know that they have got stuff all downforce. But they do get a heap of toe off each other. Davis is going to try and take advantage of that over Parker.
Get a great toe if you've got 2 cars in front of you and they're a little bit off centre, and you get behind them like a double wing. That would be probably your best sort of toe you get. But there's Jamie Davis. Yeah, it is minimal. I agree.
Yeah.
But then again, you do get some drivers that will go Phillip Highland after the as you come down the main straight, will go hard left up against the wall, and apparently that helps as well, getting it a bit of pace down into the first corner. So I don't know how, but I know that's Brad Wall's gone off. I know that Tyson McAvoy, our director, said that stick to the wall there as you're going through, and then it does help a little bit.
Jacob has confirmed it wasn't for throwing the other driver off, it was because of the rejoin apparently, so he was just voicing his displeasure. And the rejoin that was possibly portrayed by Brad Wall in front of him.
That's all right, Sook. I can say that, he's one of my drivers. Oh, good on me. Look, the battle down on the bottom screen is still going really cool. We've still got down there Mickey Clifton fighting with John Gallen. Andrew Cowan has joined the back of that pack now, so they've got a 3-way battle going through, working their way through. So these guys are in 6th, 7th and 8th. At the moment, we've got Billy Mole in the top spot. We missed out what happened to Jamie Davis. He was up there for a while with them. Blake Fitzpatrick in 2nd, Matty Parker 3rd. And then we've got first of our split 2 guys, which is Mick Clifton in 5th place. Well done, Mick. Followed by Stevie Martin in 9th and Craig Healy in 14th. So the split 2 boys are very well split apart too. That's a massive gap. It's like 3 cars and 4 cars.
They're doing an exceptional job of keeping these battles nice and tight. Are you asking what happened to Jamie Davis? Because he's still in P4 and he's tucked right up behind Matty Parker right now.
Yeah, he is. I just thought he was up further up the porty, and but no, he's doing well. I don't know if you got any penalty points this round, did you, Jamie?
I don't think he wouldn't have gotten any in race 1.
Here we go. We've got Pitters. First of the Pitters are in there. You've got Brad Wall,
Scott Lederfer, and Jacob Traynor.
Yeah, and Jacob Traynor. Oh. 686 has got himself a drive-through penalty.
That is Blake Fitzpatrick.
What was that for?
I think that might have been incorrect, either incorrect use of comms or...
Oh, look at that!
Oh, big old smack.
Oh, that was close, man. That was close.
It was very, very close.
That was close. Yep.
As we come round the final chicane, so Blake's going to have to commit to a drive-through now. Not 100% sure what his penalty was for, whether it was on track or not, as he comes down towards the final corner. It's a massive send, and he's collected Matty Parker into the final corner. Davis comes past, and you got to feel for Matty Parker there, because he was having an exceptional race. Unfortunate for sure. I think honestly into that final corner, I think Blake's just
safety car has been called. Safety car has been called.
It'd have to be.
Safety car is out. That's Matty Parker down. And oh my God, he's down.
Yeah, he's down to P14 at the moment.
14
with massive
15.
damage.
He's lost 12, 13 places.
Yeah.
Everyone's jumping in the pit. Everyone is jumping in the pit because the safety car's been called. So these boys are in the pits right now. Oh, that looked like Josh. Or who was that?
That was King that kept going.
Oh, I should have gone straight in, dude. Should have gone straight in.
I mean, from that incident there, from how it looked, I don't think that didn't look like that. Looked like a compression lock to me. The way the rear end just slid right out, and I think Matty was just an unfortunate party in that one.
I'm not sure, mate. It was too hard to tell. All I could see was the rotation. But the boys are out. It's this safety car's come at the right, not at the right time, but it's come at the 20, just below the 20 minute, just before halfway. So these boys will be in there
for a pit stop. They can take a pit stop and get home from here. So
well, we just had Brad Wall and a couple other boys just pit a few minutes earlier, and so that's probably cost them. Oh, look, it's cost them a free pit, but they get to maintain track position, so it's a lot better for them. So it's if these guys aren't going to gain as much of advantages as it would have been, say, earlier on or later on, whatever the case, if they hadn't pitted. But now Brad Wall and some of those other boys that had pitted are going to get up the line a bit more, and it's only been a 2-lap difference, so it's not too bad.
Mole's in, so is Davis. We expect Gallen and Cowan to come in as well. So Gallen now gets the free opportunity to fix his car. Crow is going to follow them in. We expect King in as well. How's Clifton? Clifton's pitted. So
yeah,
Mick
he pitted before Brad Wall. That's why he stayed out.
He's actually been the big gainer out of this now.
Oh, and Josh King as well. Josh King.
Josh needs to pit though because he hasn't pit just yet. So Josh needs.
Yeah,
to pit.
he hasn't. Who was
so does Mitch needs to pit as well.
So Brad. Brad Clifton, and there was someone else that pitted.
So everyone who's pitted on lap 10. Okay, so if we look at when Brad pitted, it was Brad, Jacob Traynor, Michael Quash. They all pitted on lap 9. Lap 8 was.
There it is. Yeah.
Lap 8 was Michael Quash. Sorry, Scott LeBefair was the other driver on lap 9, as well as Mark Houghton was also on lap 8. So Clifton is going to be P3 on the road. Davis has had enough gap to stay ahead of him. He's actually jumped Billy Mole in the pit lane. I think Mole may have actually missed his pit box. He's had quite a long stop compared to the other drivers in the field. Nick Clifton, what a play by him. He came in on lap 10 when everyone else did, and he has just absolutely jumped them in the pit lane. That is extraordinary from Mick. He's done so well to do that. Although, actually, now that I think about it, he did get the free position from Matty Parker. Yeah, no, he got the 2 free positions from Matty Parker and Blake Fitzpatrick from their accident. So he was always going
Billy
to be
Mole.
P3.
He put a full tank in.
Oh, my God.
No, Billy Mole, no.
That would explain it then.
Have you not got your iRacing tick to give you 1 lap or 2 laps more? That's what I've got mine tick to do. Because I do a lot of spinning and have to recover the car a fair bit, I allow for extra 2 laps of fuel, and I usually
He may not have a button set to put in a certain amount of fuel. So he might.
You pre-program it. iRacing now, you can pre-program it before the race starts.
No, I know you can, but sometimes when you run like outside fuel programs as well, it auto resets it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Look, we got 1,230 people subscribed. Let's see if we can get a few more people subscribing today, so we can see how many we can get. I'd love to get 1,300 this weekend. That'd be sensational. Get your friends out there, get some few people out there having a bit of a chinwag, and get them in there to subscribe for us. A few things are happening in the next couple of days as well, so it's going to be some next 2 weeks. So some really cool stuff happening at SRW for you guys out there as well.
Unfortunately, Andrew Rushworth has not started this race. Brett Douglas didn't start either. Blake Fitzpatrick, I believe, is out of the session, unfortunately. So now we have 29 cars left in the field, up to Martin Lipsky.
And look at the crowd that come to watch the boys. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what, the
Italians love the V8s.
Mate, they do. They do. The Tifosi love a V8 engine, don't they?
They do. The Tifosi get out there, and especially the ones that have got red liveries all over them. We should do that one night and get everyone to pick their favourite F1 team and dress their V8 as a F1 car.
Oh, that'd be such an effort.
Yeah, it would be an effort.
For a one-off, it might work for SF24s. Because it's probably...
You can't change them, can you?
What do you mean?
Liveries.
You can change them.
The ones that are supposed to emulate the F1s, you can't change the liveries.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, not on the actual F1 cars you can't.
No.
But the Super Formulas you can, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah, the SF24, the Super Formula Y. So like the Wednesday we could do one for maybe the final F1 round, and They do an F1 style livery for their car.
What's Mick Clifton doing here? Oh, Cowie and Gallen. No, me, no. Oh, Mick, have you run in the back of someone here during the cool down lap?
No, I think it's because they're right on him. So I think it's because they're right up behind him now, and he can feel the pressure in behind.
Oh, it looks like, what did Jamie go? 6th gear clutching to try to make it.
Yeah, he's underfueled his car, so he's underfueled to jump Billy Moore in the pits, and now he's in full fuel save. So that's what he's done to try and get an advantage.
One more lap. Still got 18 to 20 people dropping and going up and down, and then people are getting bored and they see where the race is at. But thank you for joining us on a Saturday Arvo. It's not as exciting as an AFL match, but you know what? To us it is. Loving every minute of it and all the fun that's out there.
It also helps us that there's no real life supercars on this afternoon either. It does help us a little bit actually. Although I have just checked the football scores, it doesn't look like that interesting of a game to be honest. 15 to 7, the Cats and the Crows. No, thank you. So Jamie Davis is going to lead the way. Yep. I'm
going to take my camera down to Craig Healy and Brett Taylor.
Yep.
So we've got it at the back of the grid. The safety car is going to lights out, accelerating away from the field, so they're going in.
So yeah, okay. So the safety car's in this lap. So once that comes in, we will get our lap counter back up, and we'll be getting ready to go racing for the final half of this one.
How good's that look? Look at that picture.
Oh,
how many cars? Yeah, 30 cars every week. You know what? We put the show on, and we sit here and talk. But you know what? Hats off to the boys out there on track every week, coming in, fighting for the positions and everything like that. Without these drivers at SRW, we would have absolutely nothing to show. So I take my hat off to you guys and your partners for letting you race, because you let us put on an amazing show.
Well, the amazing show is yet to continue. 14 minutes left in this second race here this afternoon. Jamie Davis is going to lead them away round the final quarter. It's up to him when he wants to go green. And he's done so right now as he comes up towards the start-finish line. Davis leads them on.
Got a nice strip out there.
Mole has not let him get too far away, though. Clifton's done well to catch it off as well. Cowan, though, has had an absolute moz of a restart. He's dropped a couple of tenths off the back of Clifton, but I'm sure he'll be able to try and get back up on him as well. They continue
the perfect spot. Craig Healy is being gaffed by 1.25 seconds. So this is like the second split race behind him, apart from the fact that Mick Clifton's up there in third, and so is Steve Martin up in seventh. But these boys at the bottom here are basically the split two boys fighting for it.
Parker's had a big moment in the background. I believe Wall's also been involved. So those boys are now dropped down the back, and unfortunately for Matty Parker, his night's only going from bad to worse.
He hasn't had much luck this season, has he?
No, he hasn't.
It's been a clean race, or it's been Kaputski's all the way through it.
Yeah.
And he was sitting in a fantastic spot, sitting in third, showing nice pace, and with a teammate up against, I think it was...
Brad
who was up front?
He had Vandermeulen with him. Oh, you mean up further? It was Billy Mole when he was up the front end. He had Billy Mole with him. And then after the safety guy was slotted with his teammate Sean Vandermeulen as well. So he was still around his teammate, but just got caught out there with Brad Wall, unfortunately.
He's gapped it up amazingly in that. He's broken the toe. He's got it down to 140. He's got himself in a great position. Billy Mole is also broken the toe on Clifton. He's at just around the 1 second and a bit. And then there's the fight again. Cowan, Clifton, Cowan, Gallen, Crow, Martin, all the way through down to Peter Pav in 11th place.
It seems, Sinker, there's been a bit of inter-team wrestling happening between Sean Vandermeulen and Matty Parker, because according to Sean, Matty hit him into turn one. So there's a bit of an interstellar battle happening within that Nova team at the moment, as Cowan's trying to put all the pressure on Mick Clifton. So it's even more of a poor night, unfortunately, for Matty on that front.
Teammates knocking each other out.
I know, it's not what you want.
Oh, it's reminiscent of the days when I took Scotty Rankin out in the Formula 3s down at the Canadian.
What at Motorsport or at Circuit de Gilles?
At no, the other one.
Motorsport, okay.
Yeah. That treacherous right-handed hairpin.
Oh, yeah, the double right.
Yeah, the double right.
Cowan gets the run. He's close enough to send it on Clifton. He's not up towards turn 7. They continue on through on board now with Clifton. He's got massive clear road ahead of him. Cowan is right on the back of him into the double right. And the exit of this corner, this is imperative right now to try and get a maximum exit to try and keep the pressure on him up towards the chicane.
Yeah, top it off. Matty Parker got himself a drive through here as well. With the whole brakes, it must have been that incident with Brad Wall.
Yeah, unfortunate. So it's only, as I mentioned, it's only getting worse from this point, unfortunately, for Matty. Have to feel for
He was
it.
working night shift. Maybe he was driving on a console.
Maybe he was on the keyboard and mouse. Although that worries me. If he was that quick for the most of this race on a keyboard and mouse, that just puts me into depression. So if he's that quick.
Cowan's getting right up the back of Clifton. That's 2 tenths right now, as you can watch the viewers. 0.12, 0.09. They're side by side, under brakes. Cowan's got the outside. Mick Clifton's got him under brakes. Cowan's going to get him left and get the momentum coming through right. He's going to get side again. Taking him through side. Look at that. Oh, a little bit of tail wiggle from a Pelican from behind. Oh, they've made it through clean. Oh, Kwashi. Is that Kwashi or Clutterbuck just made that dive on Martin?
That's Clutters in the background. He's gotten it past Dooley. Trying to get past Martin now. Cowan up the inside of Clifton at turn 6. Gallen's going to follow him up the hill. The drag race down towards turn 7 for Gallen and Clifton to claim this position. Cowie, he's got that clear track ahead of him now. Gallen's on the inside. He's got the job done on Mick Clifton at turn 7. And now all of a sudden we can see the scrambling in behind of Crow and Martin and Clutters into the double right. Clutters is trying to get this done and he just cannot find a pathway.
Oh, he's doing well though. He's getting side by side, but he's just getting out-braked at the moment. He just seems to get there and not be able to maintain the brake force the other drivers are, and they're pulling away from him just as they're merging through.
In through the second, into the final chicane. Dooley had a bit of a wiggle in front of Clutters there. He's done well to continue on. Martin now. Oh, it's been called again. And this... Schmidt, he's going again, so he's not in the wall. Who has had an incident? It's Mark Houghton, who's parked it up on the sand and in the grass.
Jamie was saying he was down to bugger all fuel. I wonder if he jumped into the pits at all.
Nah, I reckon now Jamie's going to be full clutch in. This may actually save him now at this point. This may save his race.
How many minutes left?
We've got 9 minutes left, so this will be a quick, short, sharp safety car. So probably only last the one lap because there won't be many wave arounds to occur.
Look at this. Let's go, Cowie, lol. My gut's telling me that Jamie ran out of fuel and Cowie pipped them both at the front.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe he's just giving the love to Cowie because he got the move done.
Wager on who won?
Maybe. What I think John was doing there was probably actually cheering on Cowie because he opened the door for Gallen to get past Mick there.
Yeah.
And that's what the cheer squad was. But now let's recalibrate. What's on pressure now? So Jamie has this fuel pressure. He's going to be right on wood now for making it home on his fuel. Mole's got ample.
Jamie on wood.
He's on wood. Jamie on wood. Cowan and Gallen have got ample. Clifton's going to have major assault happening from Crow and Martin in behind him for not only the top 5, but Martin will also be putting the pressure on for the split 2 win here this afternoon for race number 2.
No wave rounds.
No wave rounds because there's no one out there who needs the wave round. Houghton can't get one because he caused a safety car. Parker isn't in the race, neither is Fitzpatrick, and no one else is a lap down. So it should be safety car either in this lap or in next, and it will be a 5-minute sprint to the end.
It will be going in. It will be going in.
Yep, there we go. So it was only a short, sharp one. Yep, short and sharp to fix them up. And Davis
is
will
Jamie
have control
going to go
again
straight away at the corner, or is he going to let them go down until the control line?
Well, that's the question. Does he try and...
Yeah, I'd wait till the control line.
I think so.
It's too much draft.
Well, not just that, Sinker. He's also then actually making the race go... You know, we're cutting down on the amount of laps he might possibly have to do to get home. Because he's slowing the field up all the way to the line. So he would have been hoping and praying for another safety car lap to really draw it back once again. Now, he may only gain half a minute to a full minute. But that could be the difference of whether he has to do an extra lap or whether he can get home on the lap that may be classified as the second to last.
That looks awesome, doesn't it?
It does. They've done well. As they come through the final two corners, we'll see what Davis does. Whether he holds them to the line or whether he goes straight away. He is holding them.
He's holding them. He's holding them. Look at that.
Yep.
Boys coming around a corner expecting the race to be going on, and they're backing up a little bit.
He's gone now. So he didn't hold them as long as what we thought he would. Of course, the control line is just around the corner. I reckon he should have held them all the way.
He's done all right. He's done all right. Yeah. The only one that really stayed with him at the moment is Billy. Oh, actually, Cowie did really well. Cowie followed Billy Mole nicely. Yeah, he stayed right onto him.
As they come up towards turn 4 and 5 of this lap. And they look good.
I'll tell you what, the fight down the bottom of the screen is pretty good as well. Craig Healy's got a lot of pressure there. The boys down the bottom.
As the top 10 make their way through turn 6 as cleanly as possible right now. Davis is under massive fuel troubles at the moment. Mole is on maximum assault, but also maximum defend. The same's going on with Gallen. The same's going on with Clifton. Crowe, he's just trying to make up anything that he can in this race and get some good positive points on himself after finishing in P9 of the last race. As Davis into the final chicane now. He's done well to maintain this lead whilst having to settle this fuel load.
We've got 2.5 minutes. No, what is it? 3.5 minutes left.
About 4 minutes.
About 4 minutes. So we'll get 2.5. Well, depending on when they cross the control line, we'll get 2 or 3 laps into it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3 by the looks of it, because it'll be 4 minutes to go. So there'll be probably about 30 seconds left of the timer when Davis crosses the line to start last lap. See, if he'd actually held them to the line, he'd probably only need 2 laps. He wouldn't need the third. So that's another thing.
The good thing about Tuesday nights at the moment is no one really pulling away from the field and dominating every week. We seem to be having different guys at the front and sharing the top position out, which is really good to see.
Yeah, we're getting a good shake-up of championship order. I mean, Davis has had an absolute blinder tonight, but it hasn't been all sunshine and roses for him this season. Same can be said for Mole, same can be said for Cowan, same can be said for Gallen. So these are all of our major players that we think could be involved in this championship fight for the rest of the season. We're only at round 3, mind you. Classes are going to be finalised after this round. So we will know who is truly seeded in what split they're in. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any big movers up or down, but what it may do is we might have someone, maybe Nick Clifton, who might be decided to go up to split 1. All of a sudden, he's a challenger for the split 1 title.
Laura sit there with Jamie watching the race together. Finally, she wasn't happy. Didn't go on Tuesday night. She sent me a private message, Jamie, your partner sent me a private message saying, "What's going on with the stream?"
Well, Laura Anderson, of course, is Brad's partner. I think Jamie's partner is related
that's
to
right,
them,
too, yes.
or something like that. I think.
I
don't know. It's a real daytime afternoon soap opera situation with that one there. I think.
Sam's in the hourglass, so.
The soap of choice for my grandmother was Always Bold and Beautiful in the afternoon. So 4:30s, that was always on for him. So.
Yeah, here we go. Doing great there.
So we've got 2 laps to go of this one. Lap 20, just under 2 minutes left. Davis has crossed the line to start this lap, so time he gets home, he'll have about 30 seconds to cross the line and start that final lap. Mole right up behind him, Cowan on there as well. Crowley's putting massive pressure right now on Clifton. This is a nice little 5 battle pack at the end of the top 10.
Josh King up 13 places in the major. He's our biggest mover. Well done, Joshy.
Hey, Trainor's up to P18 as well. Although, if you look at the positions gained, Sinky, you have to think about it of, unfortunately, because it's a sprint race, it counts the positions gained for both races. So wherever they actually started from race 1, it counts what their plus or loss is based on where they actually qualified the car in qualifying. So, for example, it says Robert Crow's up 4 spots because he qualified the car in P10, but he started this race in P9, so technically he's only up 3 for race 2. So sometimes that can get a little bit confusing.
Look at that battle on the back end on the bottom screen. Oh, who was that? That was... Oh, Taylor. Oh, someone's gone. Martin's gone offline.
Yeah, he's on the road. He's off the road.
Dip. That was Taylor and Vanderbilt in the back behind Kwashi that we saw. Just a rear end glimpse of it. They're having a great little battle there. I'm going to go take the camera down to that because they're having a killer little ding dong.
Well, it is white flag lap. Jamie Davis has now started the final lap. Billy Mole, the gap's now out to 1.1 seconds, so he is out of tow range. Cowan's still in behind, as well as Clifton and Gallen. P5 for Clifton, P4 for Gallen at the moment. It's been a bit of a tough one, an up and down race for a lot of these drivers. Davis has had to do the hard yards coming from P10 all the way up into P1. Mole's had a good effort. So is Cowie to run consistently, as well as Gallen having to cover off that damage that he had for so long in this race. Clifton is still trying to survive inside the top 5 to Robert Crow. He has got a bit of leeway now for that split 2 win, as his closest competitors now Mitch Noble 5 spots back in P11. Since Martin has now been knocked out of contention after the moment at the final chicane. Round comes Davis at the bottom of the hill. He's done well here this afternoon, so it could be a nice little ego boost for him and some good momentum leading into this coming week at Spa.
He needs it because he's fighting a battle with his penalty points. He needs to maintain clean racing, and he needs to get out front away from the hustle and bustle to stay off those points, because he's that close. He's going to end up with a race a round ban, and he can't use that as a drop round, so he's going to have to work real hard this season to hopefully not lose the championship like he did last season, losing his ability to race in the last race.
Well, importantly, if he was ever going to get his round ban, he'd want it to be before round 9. He'd want to at least have to serve it as of round 8. Checkered flag, though. Davis takes the win to Mole and Cowan. Gallen P4, Clifton P5. It was an exceptional effort this afternoon by Davis. Crows come home in P6. Clutterbuck, Dooley, Weston, Pavlovic make up the top 10.
Billy Mole. We spoke to Billy Mole last week and about his improvement in pace, and he's got 2 podiums in a row now. So he's up the podium where he wants to be. It's good to see him progressing and getting up on the pace, mate.
Also, can we just shout out how nice and smooth the broadcasts have been the last 2 days?
Oh, please knock on some wood, bro.
I just wanted to point it out to give my thanks once again to Mr. Gowans, Mr. Byrne, and yourself, Sinker. We got everything installed yesterday, and last night, absolute treat. Was super, super smooth. It's worked well again this afternoon for the supercars as well. And the real test, though, will be on Wednesday with the super formulas with their big grids. But that'll be the
big
test.
Grid, 50 cars.
Oh.
That grid has been, man, that's 3 weeks in a row. We have had, 49, 48, 50 cars. I think it was a 52 or something on Wednesday night. I can't remember.
We haven't gotten to the maximum of the entries.
Yeah.
But we've been getting 35 to maybe 45. I think Wednesday was 37. Possibly for Wednesday.
It was over 40. It was over 40 on Wednesday night, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure. But anyway, look, it is what it is. All the series are pulling in some great numbers, you know what? And it's awesome for the boys because they get to race the big packs. I think the fact that we've got class splits makes it just that little bit more interesting for the guys at the back. They're still fighting their own battle, but they still get to be on the main stage with the guys on the class above, so they don't miss out on having their own show as well. So I'm stoked about that. And I'm really stoked about all the drivers coming out today and catching up with me and you for a Friday Arvo. I haven't had a beer for a couple of weeks. I might actually go out and crack one.
Well, that is one of the benefits of a replay broadcast sometimes is the drivers then actually get into the chat and watch back the race live and actually chat with each other and the commentators of how their race went. And, they can be a little bit more involved in the proceedings. We'll get our feature race results up for you now, though, of how they finished out. Round 3 here tonight, it was Jamie Davis to Billy Mulder, Andrew Cowan for the top 3 on the road. John Gallen, Mick Clifton, then make up the top 5. Clifton got P1 for split 2. Crow, Clutterbuck, Dooley, Weston, Pavlovic for the top 10. Noble, Healy, Quash, Taylor, and King make up the top 15. Traynor had a good finish here tonight in P16 ahead of Vandermeulen and Hayes in behind him. We then move back to Brad Wall, Scott Leberfair, Martin Lipsky, Stephen Martin, Shane Patterson, Brad Anderson, Jared Williams, Di Feldman, and then Sean Smith was the last finisher on the road. Mark Houghton, Matty Parker, Blake Fitzpatrick never got this race finished, and unfortunately Andrew Rushworth, Brett Douglas never got this race started out there tonight.
Yeah. Laura reckons I dropped the F-bomb. There's $200 in the kitty.
Is that the going rate now?
Mickey, at .07 between me and Josh. Damn. Look, this is awesome. I love it. I hope all you guys have an amazing Saturday night. And stay tuned for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is going to be an epic battle again, which is going to be crazy. The boys that are at the front of the field have been crazily close. It's been like a couple of tenths in the top 5 battles. So it's going to be this probably about twofold. So really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be one that you guys do not want to miss. And if you don't want to miss any of our other action here on SRW TV, then be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon so you are notified whenever we go racing. 6 massive series this season across 5 nights. Tuesday night, Warren Brown Tools, we had Supercars Series. We're back live this coming Tuesday. Wednesday, Cooler Master Super Formula Championship. Thursday, Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals. The Friday evening, Legends World Challenge, which has been absolutely going off these last 2 weeks. It's been absolutely epic. Then, of course, the Friday night end to the double bubble with the Warren Brown Tools GTD series. That's had some great racing so far. I've had the pleasure to call the action with Mr. Brad Hudson this past week. Week before with Stephanie Piccoli. And then, yes, rounding out our racing week, the Sunday night Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship, which has been rocketing off this season. It's been all go and all show so far for a lot of these drivers this season, but Jamie Davis was the man to take the nod in round number 3. It was round 3 this week. Oh, getting lost here because of the offset of the Fridays to the rest of the series. But thank you as well to all of our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren Brown Tools, Shannon's Insurance, and Cooler Master, our title sponsors, as well as our other sponsors, NeuroPower, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, and Grim Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which you can find on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia. But until next time, I have been Hamish Munro, joined once again by Stephen Singovich. We will see you guys tomorrow night back here at Imola for round 3 of the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship. And until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Amazing, I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters, almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away.